Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So happy Ram Navmi. Lord Ram, thank you. So we seek the blessings of Lord Ramachandra and Radha Madhav, Radha Shamsal, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Gonitai, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and assembled devotees. So today I wanted to discuss the pastimes of Ramchandra, Lord Ram. So this is a verse in the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, in the 9th canto, 11th chapter, text number 23. Purusho Rama Charitam Swane Upadharayan Anram Shaya Paro Rajan Karma Bandhair Vimuchyate. O King Parikshit, anyone who orally receives the narrations concerning the characteristics of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and thus be liberated from bondage of fruitive activities. That's a very nice verse. And then there's another verse which also describes Lord Ram in the same canto, 10th chapter, 2nd verse. Tasyapi Bhagavan Esha Shakshad Brahmanayo Hari Amsha Sena Chatughagat Putratvam Prapti Surya Rama Lakshman Bharat Shatrughna iti Samgyaya, being prayed for by the demigods, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth Himself, directly appeared with His expansions and expansions of the expansion. Their holy names were Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughna. These celebrated incarnations thus appeared in 4 forms as the sons of Maharaj Dashrath. So this very clearly explains that not just Ram was the absolute truth, but also Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna were part of the same absolute truth. So they all are incarnations. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Who is Ramachandra? He is one and the same as Krishna himself. And Lakshman is one and the same as Balaram. Ramachandra is the 7th of the Dasavatars of Krishna. Ram's incarnation is known as Maryada Purushottam, very compassionate. Purushottam, the best of all beings. Krishna is regarded to have 16 colors. He's fully complete. Ramachandra has 14 colors. He intentionally hides 2 colors, as Ravan was to be killed by a human. So the following colors were not present. Paripurna, complete knowledge of all forms of awakening. And Sarupa Vastitha, established in his real true self. So he wasn't, he left a couple of things behind so that he could act in a way as to defeat Ravan. Yes, Sunil.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay.
About the colors, that color is quality, if I am right.
Yes, correct.
Or
strengths, yeah, something like that. Qualities, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm a bit confused, but I had this in my mind a couple of weeks about Sri Krishna and Sri Rama. Has that something to do with the 64 qualities or something like that?
No, this is different. Yeah, this is different. These are the identities of the Vishnu Tattva, the different types of Vishnu Tattva. So Krishna has the full 16, and others have somewhat less for various reasons. They're one and the same personality, but they manifest in different forms and thus have different levels of completion. in terms of the absolute truth. Krishna is full. But for various reasons, like Lord Ram, because he, as he says here, intentionally hid two colors. So that's what they do. As Nishinga, he also had, he didn't have the full 16. And none of the other avatars have. Only Krishna has everything in full.
What about Vishnu?
Same.
16, isn't it? Yeah.
No, less. Less.
Vishnu is a less than Krishna. Yeah.
Even less than Ram. Yes.
Less than Ram. And what does it? What does it mean? Ramchandra has a 14 colors. I understand. He intentionally hid two.
That's right.
Colors.
And what does that mean? It basically means that he hasn't manifested the full colors which the Supreme Krishna has. That's all it means. They are still one and the same. They are still supreme.
So what happened to two colors? I don't know.
No. It's just they're not manifested. That's all.
Oh, okay.
They're just not present. That's all.
Okay.
It doesn't mean anything much. It's just for comparison purposes.
Like a different people have a different capacity and different.
Yeah, that's it.
The same the Ram and Krishna had different.
Yes,
yeah.
same.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thanks.
But still the one and the same person. Is that okay, Sunil?
Yes, that's okay, but I'm a bit confused with the 64. Does it has something to do with the 64 or
no? They're different. And actually, when we talk about 64 qualities, of course, the Lord has unlimited qualities, but the 64 are just identified. I think they were identified by Sanatan or Rupa Goswami, just to give us a sense of idea of Lord's qualities. But actually, he has unlimited qualities. 64 is nothing. Yeah. So these kalashis are different from the qualities. These are different manifestations within the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay, thank you. One last thing regarding this topic. I mean, the qualities. What about Shiva?
So Shiva is, if he is not in touch with this material world, he's known as Shambhu or Sadashiva. Then he has the same qualities as Vishnu. But when he's in touch with this world, then he has somewhat less. So the numbers given are like this. We, the spirit soul, have 50 qualities. And when those 50 qualities are manifest in full, we can attain the position of Brahma. So I'll just mute you. So we will then have the position of Brahma. If 5 more qualities are added to the 50, that is the position of Lord Shiva. So we can never become Shiva because he has 5 more qualities than any jiva can possess. Add another 4, and that becomes Lord Vishnu. So add another 5 to Shiva, that becomes 60. And that's the number of qualities that have been identified for Vishnu. And add another 4 to Vishnu's 60 is 64. And that is the qualities manifest in Krishna. But as I said, he has actually unlimited quality. 64 is nothing. Is that okay, Sunu?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. You can proceed.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inquiring. It's good. The Lord appears to reclaim us. He's our Father. So this is all about Ram Leela. The earth was overburdened by demoniac kings such as Ravan. Ramachandra appeared at the end of Treta Yuga in the dynasty of Suryavams with 3 other expansions. on the 9th day of Chaitra. So this is the 9th day today, and it's known as Ram Navmi. Nav is 9. In the family of King Dashrath, who had 3 principal wives, Kaushalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra, at a yajna of fire sacrifice, the purpose of which to bring an heir to the kingdom, a personality appeared to give the king a pot of sweet rice. So they did a yajna. This is Vashishta and the family priests, and Dashrath Maharaj with his wives were present. They performed a yajna, and from this yajna came this amazing personality with a pot of sweet rice, which was given to Dashrath Maharaj. The king distributed the sweet rice to his 3 wives. He gave half to Kaushalya and the other half to Kaikeyi. These 2 wives in turn gave each gave half of their share to Sumitra, the 3rd wife. So effectively, we had 4 separate parts. Half of both of Kaushalya and Kaikeyi were given to Sumitra. So Ramachandra appeared to Kaushalya, the eldest. So this is the eldest personality. This is an idea of what Lord Ramachandra looks like, according to Vedic scriptures. He comes in the Surya dynasty. You can see the Surya Dev in his crown here. Bharat appeared to Kaikeyi. And to Sumitra came twins, Lakshman and Shatrughna. So this is an idea. So from Krishna, first expansion, Balaram, then we have the first Chaturvyu, and then from Vasudev comes Ramachandra. From Shankarshan comes Lakshman, from Padyumna comes Bharat, from Aniruddha expands Shatrughna. So this is the family, Raghuvam's family. Lakshman was very attached to Ram, and Shatrughna was very attached to Bharat. Later, Ramachandra was united with his eternal consort, Sita Devi. Sitaram. So, what are Ram's qualities? This is a good day to remember. He has unlimited qualities. He appears as the ideal son, ideal brother, ideal husband, ideal king, ideal man. He was the emblem of purity and marital devotion. His teachings illustrate, above all, the importance and rewards of fulfilling one's pious duty or dharma. His name is extraordinarily powerful. So Ram's name is very, very powerful. And there were some examples of this when they made the bridge to cross into Lanka. They wrote the name of Ram on the stones, which made the stones float. And there are a few other I can't actually remember this one now. Ratnakar was initiated by Narad Muni as Valmiki. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes, Narad Muni met Valmiki, who was actually a hunter, yeah, and he couldn't. Narad Muni asked him to chant the name of Ram, but Valmiki couldn't get the pronunciation Ram so easy. So he said, "Okay, chant Ma Ra, and then he could chant Ma Ra, Ma Ra, Ma Ra, Ma Ra, Ma Ram, 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 Ram." So in that way, Valmiki became completely purified by the chanting of Ram. Then there was an argument between Vashishta, Vishwamitra, and Vashishta took shelter of the name of Lord Ram and defeated Vishwamitra. And there's different pastimes of Narad Muni, Vishwamitra, Hanuman. Haram is spoken by the Muslims. They also say haram many times. Ram still is reduced to 2 syllables because for Kali Yuga, this is really We are very fortunate. Ram, it's a very simple name, especially for the age of Kali Yuga. Ram Bhaktas claim Chitrakoot is like Vrindavan. Everything about Krishna is quite challenging. Right? His name is hard to pronounce. Krishna, there's so many different ways to pronounce it. Some people will say, no, this is the wrong way to pronounce it. But Ram, there's no argument. Ram. He looks like, and Krishna, he looks with sidelong glances. With Ramachandra, he had a very straight look about him. What he's, even like his walking was very straight. Krishna's walking was it was like a drunken elephant. He'd walk in a very special way. But Ramachandra, he walked straight with his shoulders high, straight back. Krishna's words had usually double meanings, especially when he was talking with the gopis. But Ram's words were very clear. When what he said, he meant. Krishna, what he said, he may not mean. Krishna's activities also were not straightforward. He was stealing butter, makhan chor. Ram's activities were perfect. Of course, Krishna's activities of makhan chor are also very perfect. Krishna can never do any wrong. Krishna breaks his promises. This is one of the amazing things about Krishna. Ramachandra never broke a promise. Whatever he said, he did. So, but Krishna, in order to please his devotees, would often break his own promise. Like he promised not to fight in the battle of Kurukshetra. He said, I will not take arms. But Bhishma made him take arms against him. So he broke his promise. But he broke his promise to please his devotee. He's willing to sacrifice his name to please his devotee. So although Krishna and Ram are one and the same person, they're supreme personalities of Godhead, yet their personalities are very different. Very, very different. And those who are bhaktas of Ram, they may not be as attracted to Krishna, and vice versa. So there's an example of a devotee called Murari Gupta during the time of Lord Chaitanya. He was a fervent devotee of Ram. He would always chant Ram. And Chaitanya, he always chanted Krishna's name. So one time Chaitanya said to Krishna, Murari, why don't you give up the name of Ram and chant the name of Krishna? And Murari, with a heavy heart, said, okay, I will try. He went home. He couldn't sleep all night. He didn't want to give up the name of Ram. He came back to Chaitanya in the morning and said, I have to kill myself because I can't follow what you want me to do. I can't give up my Ram. And Chaitanya at that time said, very good, very pleased with you, because you are Hanuman, and I don't expect you to give up Ram. I was just testing you. So, and there are the great devotees of Lord Ramachandra who wrote, like Tulsidas wrote, wonderful commentary on Lord Ramachandra's life. So, what are the names' powers, for example? So if we shouldn't really try to estimate this, but this is given in the Vishnu Sahasranam. 1,000 names of Vishnu are equal to one name of Ram, and 3 names of Ram are equal to one name of Krishna. So if we chant Ram once, it's like chanting 1,000 names of Vishnu. And if we chant the name of Krishna once, it's like chanting the name of Vishnu 3,000 times. Ram can also mean Balaram, or even mean Krishna. Radhika, Raman, Ram, one who attracts even Radhika. In his incarnation as Ram, he becomes greedy to experience the following mellows: close, intimate friendship. With Sugriv and Vibhishan, Ram enjoyed friendship, but there was still some awe and reverence. Whereas with Krishna, he had some friendships with the Gopas, which was very close, very intimate. So as Ram, he wanted to experience that intimacy of friendship, which he did when he came as Krishna. He also, as Ram, he was never chastised by his parents because he was so obedient, but he wanted that chastisement and affection from his parents. So he appeared as the son of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. And he also promised some sages that I will also have pastimes, conjugal pastimes with you, because Ram met 16,000 sages in the forest, and they wanted to enjoy with the Lord in an intimate way. And the Lord said, yes, as Krishna, no problem. As Ram, I've taken the vow of one wife. As Krishna has all the rasas of bhakti, they're fully present, and the loving exchange with Krishna and with the Lord, is complete and fulfilling. And this is one of the moods of those who worship Krishna. This is the eighth verse of the Shikshastakam. Aslisyava padam ratam pinastu ma madashanam marmatam karatu va yathatata va vidadatu lampato matpanat nathastu sa eva punapara. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord. He shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He's completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord unconditionally. So this is the mood that devotees can have when they are worshipping the Lord. You can do whatever you like. You can kick me with your foot, or you can embrace me with your arms. I am still your worshipable Lord, no matter what. So let's look at some of the timings of the yugas. When did Ramachandra appear? So according to the revealed scriptures, Lord Ramachandra appeared at the end of Treta Yuga. So about 1 million years ago, maybe just less than 1 million years ago, he appeared. Because all of Dwapara Yuga is 864,000 years. 5,000 years of Kali Yuga is gone. And Treta Yuga, Ram appeared at the end. So just less than 1 million years ago. And this is a little idea of the journey that Lord Ramachandra undertook when he came, and when he was banished to the forest, which is a very amazing pastime of the Lord. So what do the 4 avatars, Ram, Lakshman, Shatrughan, Bharat, represent? Ramachandra represents happiness by being in touch with chanting his name. Lakshman represents to tap into that happiness, which is unalloyed service to the Lord. We just give service without any motivation or interruption, under any and every condition, no strings attached. Because that's what Lakshman did, especially when he was in the forest with Lord Ram. He served no matter what. Bharat represents the tolerance of whatever is thrown. Still, we continue to serve. Bharat was really given a hard time. After Ram went to the forest, Bharat was vilified by the residents of Ayodhya. but he tolerated. So we also have to tolerate whatever happens to us in this world. Shatrughan represents serving the devotees greater than serving the Supreme Lord. And Shatrughan, he stayed back. Lakshman went with Ram. Shatrughan stayed back to serve Bharat. So in that way, he showed how serving the devotees is even greater than serving the Lord. So the four brothers, they were very close to each other and to Dashrath Maharaj and to the queens. They were always very well behaved. They went to Gurukul, away from their parents, in the ashram of Vashisht, where Vashisht taught them many different things. Of course, the Lord doesn't need to be taught anything. He's the Supreme Lord. He knows everything. But when he comes, he sets an example. That look, even I go to the Gurukul. Even I take a spiritual master, although he has no need for that. When they returned from Gurukul, one time, Vishwamitra came and requested the service from the king of Ram and Lakshman. So the king asked, why do you need them? There are some demons that I have to kill, that they have to deal with in the forest. Oh, but they're only young. They're young boys, fresh from Gurukul. I can come and bring my army with me to deal with your demons. No, Vishwamitra said. They have to come. And he became angry. At that time, Vashishta advised King Dashrath, don't worry, they're in great hands. Vishwamitra is a great personality. He will teach them much, he will protect them, so you don't have to worry about them. So they went with Vashisht into the forest. And there was many pastimes that took place where Ramachandra protected the sages by dealing with many of the demons. He also performed some amazing pastime. One time he touched with his foot a rock which turned into Ahalya. Ahalya was married, I think, was it to Gautam Rishi? And she was cursed by her husband to become a stone for some reason. And the curse was to be finished when Ramachandra would appear and touch the stone. And Ramachandra was aware of that. And he freed Ahalya from the curse. Wonderful pastime. And then later, Vishwamitra took Ram and Lakshman to the place of Mother Sita or Janakaraj. What's that place called? I've forgotten it now. Mithila.
Mithila, yeah.
Mithila. And there, Ramachandra won the hand in the Swayamvar ceremony of Mother Sita. Of course, there's no competition, but in that arena was Ravan and many other kings who'd come to win the hand of Sita. But of course, when Sita saw Ram, even I think the day before the ceremony, she already fallen in love with him. Of course, because they are eternal consorts of each other. And then Ram won her, and the marriage ceremony took place. In fact, at that time, message was sent to Dashrath to come, Dashrath Maharaj. And so they came, and at that same time, Bharat, Shatrughan, and Lakshman were also married to cousin sisters, I think, of Mother Sita. So all four were married in the ceremony. Lakshman married Sita's sister, Urmila. Okay. And Bharat Shatrughna married Sita's cousins, Mandavi and Shrutakirti. It was a great occasion. And at that time of the wedding, Parshuram, who was also one of the Dasavatars, he's still present on earth. He came because the bow of Vishnu was broken, and he heard the bow break. It made a tumultuous sound, and he became very angry. And he was thinking, another Kshatriya has appeared on the earth to disturb earth. I will come and destroy that Kshatriya. So he came in a rage. But when he saw Ram, he realized, this is actually the Supreme Lord himself. So Parshuram is Shaktivesh avatar. He's a jiva who's been given special powers by the Supreme Lord. So at that time he surrendered himself to Ram, and he gave his power to Ram. And Parshuram still lives in the region of the Himalayas somewhere.
Prabhu, that bow, was it for Lord Shiva or?
Oh, okay, might have been. Yeah, it might have been Lord Shiva's bow. Yes, right. That's right. Because there were two bows. One bow was given to Janak, and the other one, I can't remember who was given to. But anyway, that must have been Lord Shiva's bow. Yes, you're right. You're right. Very good. Thank you.
No, that's okay. Also, when you say Parashuram, he gave his power to Lord Ram. Is that what do you mean by that? How he lost all his power?
Yeah. What happened was the Lord, he had strung his arrow on the bow. And whenever the Lord strings the arrow on the bow, that arrow has to be released. So Parshuram said, you can release it into the power that I possess, and that power will transfer to you. So yes, he lost the power of the Kshatriya power that he had. So Parshuram, after that, if you recall, he played a role in the Mahabharata. He taught Bhishma. He taught a few other like Kern. So he was more of a Brahmin. He acted like because he was effectively born in the family of a Brahmin. So his qualities of a Kshatriya reduced, but he manifested his qualities as a Brahmin, as a teacher. So when Bhishma fought with Parshuram lost because that power that he had before was gone. Is that okay, Shyamalini?
Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah, it's a bit complicated when you say that when he struck the arrow, so that arrow goes back.
It power.
Took his power.
Yes, took his power. Took Parshuram's
Okay.
That's correct. That's what's described. Yeah, what's described. It is complicated, no doubt.
Yeah. So was it because Lord Ram was angry and he had to strike the arrow at?
Because yes, that's right. When he came, there was a tumultuous sound. Everybody fainted in that hall except Ram and Lakshman because the sound of Parshuram coming was just terrifying. So everybody fainted. Dashrath, all the other kings, Janakaraj, everybody fainted. And Ram was wondering, who has come? What is this? So he strung an arrow to protect everybody around. And then when Parshuram came before, he realized, this is the Supreme Lord. So he put down his axe and he paid pranams to the Lord. And the Lord still had the arrow on the bow. Because once he's strung it, he has to release it somewhere. So he released it into the power of Parshuram. Took away his power.
Prabhuji, you said
Yes, I understand
Parsuram
that.
is,
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir, Madhubin?
you said Parsuram is one of avatar, yeah?
He's a special, he's like a Aprajavache, but he's been given special powers by the Lord. So he's like a
Oh,
soul.
okay, but yeah. But
Not soul.
એને ક્ષત્રિય સાથે તો વાંધો જ હતો ને એને તો
Yeah. He destroyed them 21 times.
21 times, yeah, on the, yeah.
Yes, right. There were rivers of blood. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, wow, time has flown by. We haven't got very far. Actually, we have got a program in the temple where we're going. So I think we're going to have to stop now. We'll carry on tomorrow, if that's okay. Any other questions, any comments? Okay. Lord Ramachandra ki jai, Ram Navmi ki jai.